I was getting ready to make a really long SMG video talking about why they were broken, and it was gonna come out literally today or tomorrow. But then today on the 13th, Bungie decided to drop a Twab, basically confirming that Nerfs are coming to SMGs, and literally everything I was going about in that video was the range is gonna get slightly toned down, zoom changes are gonna happen big time, and almost all that happened, but there are certain archetypes that got missed. So going into the actual nerfs that happened in the Twab, the main one that affects all SMGs is they reduced the damage fall off from 24 meters to 23 meters. So it's a small change, but it's probably going to affect them overall. They probably just wanted the ranges to be a tiny bit more like reined in, which is good. Now the big one here for precision frame SMGs, that's like the Shayura's Wrath, Antiope, the 600 RPM ones, they increase the base damage from 16 to 17, and that increases the crit from 22.4 to 23.8. So you're going to be seeing, instead of 22, you're going to be seeing 24 damage, which isn't a huge change, but I mean, more damage is always more damage for a weapon, which is kind of odd because I thought these weapons were feeling really good already as is. I don't think their time to kill is going to necessarily change, but I'm pretty sure their consistency is just going to feel a lot better, which is really awesome because, well, we'll get into the next change right here. They reduced the zoom of Shayura's Wrath, the Adept version, and Friction Fire from 16 to 15. And this is such a big change because they didn't touch the other ones. They didn't nerf Antiope, the Sondak, which is a blue SMG. They didn't nerf Teraba, and they didn't change borrow time. All four of these SMGs currently can get more zoom than these right here, which we'll see how that goes. Bungie maybe end up nerfing them in the future because they see that these guns are getting used more. The one I see getting nerfed definitely in the future is the Friction Fire, or not Friction Fire, the borrow time. This gun is gonna ramp up in usage. Everyone's gonna be using it if they have a good roll, and I think that it's gonna get its zoom changed from 15 to 14. Overall, my thoughts on using Shayura's and Friction Fire after this change: I think if you like the archetype already and you feel comfortable using it, you don't like exactly the fast firing archetype, then it's just gonna be a unfortunate nerf. For me, at least, I think I'm done using these. I was always going for a good Friction Fire from Zero. I was always hoping Shayura's would come back. I even had a video just come out about Trials loot recently, but I think I will be fine if Shayura's doesn't come back at this point, because I mean, the gun has 15 zoom, the multi-muck has 15 zoom. Other SMGs just match that now. The gun doesn't have this insane zoom to match with the range, which is also insane, but it's definitely a lot worse than it was before. So yeah, for lightweight frame SMGs, they reduced the base damage, so you're going down about 1 damage, I think. Again, I think this slightly changes the consistency of the weapons. I don't think it changes the time to kill necessarily, so which is good, I guess. You won't be able just to spray the weapon and get an easy kill anymore, but I actually don't think this damage is that big of a change. So maybe you still will be able to do that. I don't know exactly. But yeah, the lightweight change isn't exactly that significant. But the adaptives weren't touched either, so I guess Bungie thinks that those are in a good spot, which is good to know. So now, which SMG do I think is the best in the game? I think there's 3 that are now the best. First being Antiope. This thing, my role, you can't get it anymore. Let me just be very clear on that. This is like personally what I think is the best based on what I have in my own vault. Snapshot sights, kill clip 17 zoom Antiope is still the best, and it's insane in my opinion still. And then Teraba and borrow time. Teraba, because it has 16 zoom, it's 750 archetype, it absolutely shreds. Its exotic perk is literally just a win condition. If you take enough damage or do enough damage, you can just shred through people for free, which is insane. And borrow time, because it now has the most zoom. With the rangefinder nerf, we'll see how it feels, but I still think the zoom overall is going to be the big like winning point for this gun. It's going to make it outrange everything else. So yeah, those are going to be the best SMGs. Will they get nerfed? Maybe, maybe not. I don't think anti-hope's getting touched at this point because it is a sunset weapon, but we'll just have to see. But yeah, this could be a little bit of an issue because borrow time is already really good as is, and it's not getting touched. I can't stress this enough. This gun is absolutely insane and it's not getting touched. So we'll see. Maybe Bungie's happy with where they are. We'll just have to see. That's about everything for like this upcoming update. I don't really care about going into everything else because I'm sure a million other people will talk about everything else. I just wanted to talk about this SMG stuff because I found it actually really surprising and really interesting that they're like nerfing like some of them but not all of them, and just hoping this is enough. We'll see, because the next update is gonna be like 2 months away. So if we're like in a borrowed time Teraba meta, it wouldn't be horrible, but it still kind of wouldn't be fun. I'd still like to have like other variety with my SMGs. I still am gonna use other SMGs because at the end of the day, like if you're hitting your shots, you're gonna win the gunfight, and if you play it right, you know, all sorts of that stuff. But yeah, that's everything for this video. If you enjoyed, feel free to drop a like. It's always appreciated. And yeah, peace.